Maybe you are in your senior year of high school, you're thinking about enrolling into college, or perhaps you're already in college, it's been a couple weeks, a month now, you've been going to school, and you might be in a position where you're like, bro, I'm terrified of everybody. I'm scared. I'm just going to these classes. I want to make friends. I want to go to parties, but I totally understand. I know what that's like. In high school, I was that kid who never would raise his hand. I was always the last person to participate. In college, I would always sit at the back. I never really befriended anybody in my classes. I hardly went to any parties. I just hung in a dorm like all the time. And when I did go to parties, I was kind of just sitting there like, burp, 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 not really knowing what to do with myself, wasn't really engaging with anybody, wasn't really getting into all the fun. Maybe you're scared of not knowing what to say.
And tell us what we're about to hear.
It's just a freestyle.
Okay.
I'm just going to think it up as I go.
Freestyle. Well, let me sit back. Go ahead, Marshall.
Okay. Years ago, they tried to put me in the, this is live.
Or maybe you're scared of being that person who's kind of just being dismissed and thrown out of the fun.
And I don't get mad at This makes me feel good. That's another one on the table.
The point is, you have social anxiety. You know it, you know that you hate it, and you want to do something about it. Well, good news for you is today we're gonna run through 3 points for you to basically crush this little social anxiety, one of which being a very important mindset to help you kind of fix what's going on up here, and then other things being actions, things that you can actually do. It's not just gonna be a feel good, and then you watch this video and you're like, well, nothing's really changed. I want you to actually benefit from this. So I highly encourage you, you're only going to make good use of this video. Like, the things in here are only going to be useful if you actually use it. If you're not going to use it, just don't watch the video, unsubscribe, get out of here. Shoot, bye-bye, bye-bye. Otherwise, if you actually want to conquer this, you want to do something about it, you want to live a better life, you want to be your best self, well then straddle in, take some notes. You might have to rewatch this a couple times, especially when you're feeling those anxieties, and let's get started. Now, first off, we're gonna start off with a mindset. Before we dive into it, why is mindset important? Mindset is crucial. A mindset can change the thoughts you have, the way you speak, and how your body language behaves, okay? It changes your entire behavior. And you can be doing a couple things right. For instance, you could get on the road and you could understand like, okay, left blinker does left blink, put the foot on gas, 10% power does this. Oh, just turn, okay, hand over hand, car is turning. That's all good and jazz. But if you're thinking, oh my God, I'm scared. Oh my God, I'm gonna crash. Oh my God, I'm like, you don't have the mental confidence to drive. You're literally believing that like, I'm gonna hit somebody, I have no idea how to drive, I'm freaking out. Although, yeah, you understand how to left turn, you might just mess it up, even though you know how to do it. You might just create a problem. You're kind of just digging yourself a hole, right? So although tactics is great, mindset's also crucial, and it really starts fixing the problem from the back end, whereas the tactics are the front end. So the first point is you need to understand that you're offering value and you're making people's lives better. The reason why you feel that pain, that tension, that hesitancy, that blockage is because you believe you have nothing to offer to people. Some of you might be like, oh no, people are dumb, people are sheeple, people have nothing, people are like worthless, I'm above everybody. If that were the case, how come it's so hard for you to talk to people? Okay, that's not the case. The reality is, on a deep emotional level, not a cerebral or logical level, you believe you're not worth it for others. You believe that you're impeding on their conversation, you're impeding on their study, you're impeding on the fun, that you're taking something away from them, that you're not bringing anything to the table. On a deep emotional level, that is what's happening. And that has to change. You have to start introducing a much healthier mindset. Imagine if you had 10K, 100K in your back pocket, in your backpack, like you're just walking along the street, you got $1 million on you, okay? And you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go bless this person, I'm gonna go give him $1,000. Do you think you would be scared to go give that person $1,000? If you were, I'd punch you. Of course not. You're offering so much. And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be like, oh my god, thank you, this is awesome. And in the off chance where they're like, this is too good to be true, I don't like you, whatever. You're gonna be like, meh, sucks to be you. Like, you're not gonna get this 1K, you're gonna say no to it, okay, goodbye, like, whatever. And you're gonna move on to the next person, you're not even gonna think about it.
Hey, Nick. No, Nick, listen, this isn't working for me anymore, and I think that we should start seeing other people.
So that's really how you need to perceive yourself, right? I'm not saying that like, oh, put your value on external things, but this may be a moment for you to kind of back up and be like, what makes me a person of value? Why am I worthy? Why should other people like me? What do I like about myself? And the first thing that you can start off with, the foundation is always, you were born. You were born, so you have a right to experience things, and you have a right to talk to people. End of story. Now on top of that, add more things. You know, add your personality traits, add your hobbies, add your work, add things like, oh, I'm sporty, I'm humorous, I'm ambitious, I like to write poetry, my line of work is super creative, I write music, I do this, I study this. Add in a bunch of stuff. Understand, like, know yourself, dude. Because what happens is we kind of just get lost, and we don't realize who we are sometimes. We don't realize, oh wait, like, why am I viewing myself so negatively? Like, you're actually a pretty epic person. There's a whole story behind you. You've had 18, 20, 22, 25 years of life. You're gonna tell me you have nothing to bring to the table? Come on. No, that's just a false mindset. So don't forget your value. Point number 2. This is a really fun exercise. It's called free association. I personally love this. It's an amazing way to kind of destroy that fear in your head of, oh, what if I run blank? What if I run out of things to say? It's like, well, this is pretty much the cure to that. It really helped me. We'll get into explaining what it is. I first actually want to demonstrate it. So basically, I'm going to start a timer, and then I'm going to free associate. And as that's happening, I want you to pay attention and try to understand, okay, what is this thing? What is he doing? And then I'll explain exactly what I did and what it does. So we're gonna get a little timer out here. I've got a 1 minute timer. I usually do 4 to 5 minutes, but we're just gonna do 1 minute. I would encourage you to do it 3 to 4 minutes because you can actually try this at home. You can do it at home, you can do it in the park, you can do it anywhere. It helps exercise those verbal communication skills. So here we go. And time. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. That game was hilarious. We played it on, was it on the GameCube, the Xbox? Those consoles were really funny, very nostalgic. Nostalgia. I'm pretty sure that's an album. A recent album I listened to was the Post Malone Hollywood's Bleeding intro track, really good. Like Meek Mill's intro track, that shit slapped hard. It was like 2 minutes in and then the drop hit. But some songs kind of go way too far, like with the drop. I personally do like making music, but like the songs and scores of movies are like crazy. They're nuts. Like Interstellar, right? Interstellar, epic film, space and whatnot. That film had some pretty amazing animations. I know a lot of people who are actually studying animation, but I don't know. Personally, myself, I've tried animation work. I don't know. Maybe because I just work. Shawty wanna work. I mean, Rihanna's music. There's a couple songs I like of Riri. I know that's whenever I meet girls whose names are like, oh, okay, time is up. Okay, so there you go. That was free association. And what that is basically you as you speak, anything in your sentence, whatever it is, you basically, the first thought you get about what you said, you just say it. So I was like, and time. And then I was like, oh, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. Oh, console, say the console. Oh, those were old, nostalgia. Oh, what that was a name of an album, isn't it? Oh, okay, the album. So I'm just allowing my thoughts, as I'm thinking them, they're coming out. And really what you're doing is you're making the neurons that control your speech And the neurons that control your thoughts, you're getting them very one-to-one and close to each other. Because what happens is usually there's such a big divide between the two that like what you're just so in your head, and it takes so long for you to freaking verbalize something because you've mentally like just trolled yourself. So this is kind of a good exercise to kind of just bring that out, to allow yourself to just express freely. That's why you're freely associating. You're not judging what you're associating. Like I said, even if you draw a blank, you're like, oh, I don't know what to say. This is funny. This is awkward. Kind of like the Minecon cringe compilations. Cringe compilations are hilarious. My favorite one was when dabbing, but Migos were the people who started the dab, but I think it actually goes further back. So just shamelessly, without judgment, allow yourself to just boom, just flow and flow and flow and flow. And it only works when you stop judging it. When you stop at being like, is this cool? I don't know, is it cool? When you come from the angle of, is what I'm saying cool? It obviously, everything you say won't be cool because you're trying to be cool. You're trying to reach for something. You're trying to overtly be something. So that is point 2. I want you to honestly pause this video, give it a shot, put the timer for a minute, 2 minutes, free associate. Like legit, I'm serious. I want to see what it feels like for you in the comments. So free associate, and then go down in the comments, write how you felt and what you said and what you talked about, and we'll talk about it. I'm always in the comments. I'm always seeing what you guys are saying. So the last point I'm going to end you off with actually is activate your alpha neurochemicals. And I know that sounds kind of, I know there's some of you that don't ever want to hear the word alpha. You're just so sick of it. But in this instance, I'm just talking about the neurochemicals that help you be more confident, that help you be more expressive, that help you be more dominant, that help you be more outgoing, that help you be more assertive. There are neurochemicals that activate in the body when we're in these states of being, per se. For example, why do people drink? What's going on when people drink? There's neurochemicals that activate when you drink alcohol, right? Your neurochemistry changes. And what happens is you become more carefree, you become numb, it becomes easier to handle social tension. Now, the question is, can we do that naturally? Of course we can do it naturally. If you can do it with alcohol, you can do it naturally. You don't need the alcohol. So there are ways to like manually, like without using drugs or other weird chemicals, there are ways to prompt that. One of the easiest ways is actually working out or sprinting. It gets your adrenaline levels up, it gets your heart rate up, it changes your whole physiology. You start breathing deeply, you start being more connected with the body, and you're doing something that's like pretty difficult. So it kind of gets you in that, okay, let's go, like I'm ready to fight, I'm like out here, I'm going in, let's go. Gets you in this like fighter mentality, like you're ready to take on a challenge. And that can really help with going out and going and meeting people. Another thing you can do is before you go out, go take a cold shower. That's gonna shock your nervous system. And if you can bear through a cold shower, my man, you can bear through anything. It gets you nice and readied up. It switches your whole physiology, really. Like it's one of the fastest ways to change your physiology. Another great way is you could go and just yell. Like you could go into a park and yell at the top of your lungs over and over and over and over. Or you could go and ask people for directions. Like once you start when you start getting oftentimes when we are working and studying, the first interaction you'll ever have, especially with a stranger, it's gonna feel weird because those parts of your brain are kind of just calm. Like the parts of yourself that are expressive and assertive, they're kind of just chilling. You don't have those neurochemicals fired up. But the more interactions you have, the more people you talk to, that part of you starts activating and firing up. So if you were to, let's say you were going to a party or you're walking to class, and on your way to your class you saw a couple people and you just said good morning to them, or you asked them for directions, or you just said something ridiculous like, hey, I'm a frog and there's nothing you can do about it, that is gonna help. It's actually gonna activate neurochemicals. It's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna make you like be like, oh my god, I just did that. That's hilarious. And it's gonna help you tap into the more social you. So that's everything I have for you today. If you found this video informative, smash up the likes. If you want to see more videos like this, smash up the likes, smash up, make sure you're subscribed, hit the little notificado bell, drop the comments down below. I want you to tell me how these exercises have helped you. I want you to actually try it. So make an effort to try these and then come back and drop a comment or email me, whatever it may be. I'm actually interested to see how your life is going to change. So, arigato, thank you very much.